Welcome to Star Wars Action News, helping Star Wars collectors collect better.
I thought on this week's show we'll take a break from talking Micro Machines and Bendums and actually look at these new Kenner action figures. And I find it funny because it's Kenner, but they're really a Tonka Corporation, a subsidiary of Hasbro per the card.
Wow, that's kind of weird. This company Hasbro is like buying up stuff. They're almost kind of like Big Brother now.
Now, the card, I find it funny that it's like they call it the power of the Force, because if you remember, when we were growing up, all of those figures were based on movie lines, but after Return of the Jedi came out, they had the line called Power of the Force, and it came with the coins and things, so it's almost like the line never ended. This is just like the next step. But I've noticed in the Usenet groups, they're kind of referring to it as Power of the Force 2, so that way you can differentiate between the figures that came out 10 years ago and the figures that are coming out today.
That makes sense. I mean, if they ever put out any more Star Wars figures, that classification is going to be important because, I mean, we may get Power of the Force again, and it might be 3, we may have 4, who knows, but...
I don't know that this card really called to me either. There's nothing really that says Star Wars about it other than the giant logo, but it's got this big orange stripe. And I think that's supposed to be a lightsaber.
I think it's Vader's lightsaber because, see, the Vader is in the corner of the card, his head. And if you're looking at it far away, you can't really tell it's Vader. It's very subtle. But when you get up close, it's Darth Vader.
Yeah, maybe it's supposed to be a blaster bolt. My problem is I don't remember anyone with an orange lightsaber or even a red that shade. Vader's lightsaber was pretty clearly more of a pinkish red.
You're kind of being a dweeb now.
I might be, but...
Well, they seem to have updated the card back, and it's more modern. It's not the rectangle it used to be. This has kind of got a cutout Darth Vader head ever so slightly. They upgraded the logo, made it a little bit more modern.
It's chrome.
It is chrome. They switched the figure in the picture on this new Power of the Force line. So on the old card back, the figure was on the left. On the new one, the figure is on the right.
Oh yeah, it's been so long since I've seen any of those that I can't even remember. I know that there's a book out there or something that has pictures of them. I might have to go pick that up.
Well, and they've shrunk the picture too, where the picture is a lot smaller. I mean, if you look at the old Power of the Force, you could easily spot the character because you had this giant picture that filled like 3/4 of the card. And now we've got like a little tiny stylized picture that tells us who the character is. It's got what accessories it comes with, because these come with accessories. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the old ones did too, but there's a bit more here.
And there's also a nice little thing on the back where for $9.95, you can get the Star Wars Insider for 1 year, and then you're going to get a quarterly merchandise catalog, Arnie.
Well, Merry Christmas. I've already subscribed us.
I was going to say, this sounds kind of dangerous because you get an exclusive membership kit, and it's the Star Wars fan club with all this. So that's kind of cool.
You know what I like about the card backs? Is they have fact files on them. And that's really cool. I mean, it's not like I don't watch these on VHS all the time, but to read these blurbs, and they're cutouts, so I can actually cut these off the card and keep them in like a recipe box or something.
Yeah, they're perfect, like 3x5 recipe card size, so you can put them in a little filofax and keep them and refer back to them.
And I love the photos they have there. It's not like they just took still frames from the movies and used them. They went back and found some old publicity photos or something to put on here. I mean, these are photos that I haven't seen in a long time in order to get it. And I have to say, the picture of Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford on the front of these cards is probably a lot of what caught my eye. I mean, I've been eyeing these figures and standing there in the toy aisle of the grocery store for so many months trying to decide if I wanted to get these figures. But again, $5 a figure, I just couldn't afford them. And I knew I couldn't bear to just have one or two. So now that I've got them all, I mean, that's pretty exciting. But there was something else that kind of held me back from buying these. Let's take a look at each of these figures. And we'll start with Luke Skywalker. As he is called on the card, it's Luke Skywalker with grappling hook blaster and lightsaber. Or, as I call him, He-Luke.
It is a little bit of a He-Man looking. He's got a very pectoral chest going on.
Yeah, I know, like, the last time I really bought toys was He-Man figures and like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type stuff. The muscular look must be in for toys, but that is not Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill could go to a personal trainer for a year and not have that physique, that barrel chest and the giant arms. and the no neck.
I think what's making it so He-Man-like is the blonde page boy haircut as well, coupled with the muscles. It's pretty He-Man. You could, give him a little sword and there you go.
Yeah, and he is showing so much cleavage that if this top were a little bit more open, he could be an extra in Showgirls. All that said, from the neck up, they kind of have Mark Hamill's vacant blank expression that he had during the whole movie.
I used to be in love with Tatooine Luke. I might still be in love with Tatooine Luke. I don't think he had a blank expression. It was a look of bewilderment because so many things are going on in his life. His aunt and uncle got killed and burned up. Wouldn't that kind of mess with your world?
Yeah, I guess a little bit. But I think that looks enough like Luke. But the rest of it, I mean, they did pretty good. They got like the leg wraps that make his boots and the belt there with the silver on it. And these are even more articulated than the figures I used to buy as a kid. I mean, I'm used to only 5 points of articulation, but here they've gone all out and given us 6.
6 is pretty extravagant. I mean, come on. This is perhaps they are the most articulated Star Wars figures, but this is very exciting because who knows what the future holds.
Yeah. I mean, you not only get arms and legs and neck, but waist articulation. I think that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Now, one other thing that kind of pulled me back from buying these figures, though, were the accessories. Luke, Vader, and Ben all come with lightsabers almost as tall as they are.
Wow, that's like a millimeter below the top of Luke's head.
Yeah, these lightsabers, again, the toy comparative I have, one of the last toy lines I bought regularly was the real Ghostbusters, where they had those proton packs and these really long streams coming out of them. And I'm like, this is almost like a proton pack beam instead of a lightsaber.
It's huge.
The length was ridiculous. Now, I've started seeing popping up in stores, though, that Hasbro is changing them. They have a somewhat shorter saber, but it's coming in the same card. So it's like what they're calling in the Usenet group, the short saber in the long tray.
So it's going to kind of wobble around in the package?
It's taped down.
Okay.
They use Scotch tape or some form of transparent cellophane tape. But now, just brand new starting to hit are the short sabers in the short tray that are actually slightly shorter than the short sabers in the long tray. So we've got 3 different lengths of lightsaber going on, depending on which release of figure you get.
This is all going to get very confusing if you ever get your sabers mixed up.
I've gone ahead and bought a couple different ones because they're really all over the place, and I just went ahead and opened them all, and I'll throw away the extra figures or something. I just want to make sure I have lightsabers that don't look so silly with my figures. So I was happy I was able to get a Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber that doesn't look like he's going to cut holes in the ceiling when he ignites it. I'm a little disappointed, though, because one of the things I loved as a kid were the lightsabers that came out of the arm, and you could do the igniting action. And here, they hold it in their hand.
Well, since you bought some extras, though, why couldn't you just take the longer ones and cut off the lightsaber parts so you could just have lightsaber hilts then?
I could, but I'm a collector. I got to keep all the parts.
True.
These are going to be worth a lot of money someday, so I need to make sure I keep them all together. The lightsaber itself, I'll jump ahead. I mean, I'm a little impressed that they've gone ahead and sculpted different handles between the Luke saber and the Vader saber. They're all one color, but Vader's is a black lightsaber and Luke's is a silver lightsaber, and they're not even just different colors of the same mold. The buttons are in different places.
We have such amazing technology in 1995 that we can do stuff like this. I mean, just think, we're on the internet using our phone line, and look what they can do with lightsaber hilts now for toys.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe I get a whole 4 hours of internet a month.
I know.
The other accessory Luke comes with, I don't remember this from the movie. His grappling hook blaster. I remember him having a grappling hook that he pulled off his belt and used to swing. I don't remember it looking like a harpoon gun.
Didn't he, take it off his belt and, swoop it around his head and it landed where it needed to be with precision and skill?
Yeah, I guess that's not as fun as a steroid Luke with a harpoon gun.
Well, maybe it's because of a safety issue you don't want to have a rope on a toy?
But the figure itself, I mean, I love what they've done with these first figures, and according to the news group, there are more coming. But these are all from Star Wars, not from Empire, not from Jedi, just from Star Wars, where we've got Tatooine Luke. I mean, these are like coming out in the same order they did from 1977. So I wonder if they'll do all the 92 figures that they did back then in the same kind of order. I mean, yeah, we're not getting the Tusken Raider in this or the Jawa yet, but we've got here Luke Skywalker in his Tatooine outfit, and that's pretty cool.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Star Wars Action News with more collecting news and reviews at swactionnews.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. May the pegs be stocked and the Force be with you.